listeners and those watching us on Facebook. I greet all of them.
Thank you very much.
Children, I greet you very much. And parents, my colleagues, because I'm also a parent.
Yeah.
And we greet you and we thank you for making this program a success. Okay. I hope we will do more, but for now, whatever we have done so far, we can call it a success.
Yes.
Yeah. We are going to talk about the child. Who is the child and what is the child? That's what we're discussing today. I put it in segments, and if we are not able to cover all the segments today, we'll continue, because now we are centered on the child.
Yes.
The things that I would like to talk about today, as who a child is. One, a child is a product, or children are products. The second thing is a child is an enterprise, or children are enterprises. They are also security tools. There I will expatiate on each of them. And a child is also the future. The child is the future. And then the child is fun seeker.
Fun seeker.
Fun seeker. Fun.
Fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Fun.
Okay. So
we
delve into it.
Yeah, we'll delve into it. And then the child is explorer.
Okay.
So these are some of the areas that I have got my research about for today. When we say a child is a product, it means the child came from something. A product is a material that has been made from other materials. And the child being a product, for this one, God has made it that the products are two substances combined and give us a child as the product. So the child must have attributes of the two substances that combined, or two bodies that brought up about the child. So we have to see the child as such. I wish to encourage parents to see the child as a product of the mother and the father. And then when the child comes out as a product, the product will grow from the society. So the child is also a product of the society.
Okay, so the child is a product of the parents as well as
the society in which the child is living. If a child lives in Techiman, I used to live at Abanimu here some time back. My children were playing with the children around, and they were speaking the Bono language very well. I was fascinated because that shows that they are living in Techiman.
Yeah.
When I left this area and went to a place where many people there don't speak the language, they don't speak. So the product that I made when I was at Abanim is gone.
Okay.
So what I want to say about this is that parents should see the children as such. And then we monitor their behavior from these areas. From the mother, from the father's behavior, you combine and look at the child. Somebody can say that, oh, you think he is for you alone? The father came from somewhere. The mother also came from somewhere. So if the child doesn't take after any of you, he may take after your family members. Yes. And then the behavior you might even see traces of your behavior in the child. Then the environment where you are. If we bring up a child, I'm using it as an example. If you bring up a child in, for instance, a circle in Accra, the hustles and bustles around that area, the car wouldn't even fear crossing the road.
Yes.
But if you bring up a child in East Legon, or even Techiman here, if you bring up a child at where I'm staying, New Krobo, how many cars pass there? So the child will not be crossing roads. But if you bring up a child within the city, Abanim, Jomo, you see that the child will be crossing. So when the cars are coming, they don't fear. So the child is the product is this. We will take this as a topic. All that we are discussing, we will take them one by one and go into details, because we want to bring up the children for the future of the society. The second thing is, we know that the child is also not only a product, it's an enterprise. Enterprise is something that we get something from. we benefit from. When we say I've opened an enterprise, it means people are going to benefit. I'm also going to get money from it.
Yes.
So enterprise, this is an enterprise. Where we are, it's an enterprise. We benefit from it. The enterprise also benefits from us.
Okay.
When we see that the child is an enterprise, we will not cow them and keep them somewhere. Nowadays, our children don't do anything. When we were children, I remember we go to farm during the cocoa season. When we are harvesting the cocoa, we, the short children, we will be harvesting those that are on the trees, on the trunk of yes, on the stem of the trees. And our brothers and older people will be using the kotokoro. No, almost the tesoro. Na yes, a saffron dian near Buano. Ye boku na ye bobby. Ebia the whole cocoa na ye bobon member bear 20. And crofo baby, but ye let me say me who won fast walk me who ya yes over here yes all got to a bruma in the a foam ho me kwa me no be but me to two bro and I'm to two body man papa and my maid any minian di no my human near together we work and ye massa ya my man bedani only the product and I jawom and na kolano o fie kra when ye wakoda bia and I'm saying dealing with Nkolandi parents nika say me pay or did you cry the chance in crown room? What I could see kitchen.
But is that the fault of the child?
That is what we are talking. We are talking to parents.
Okay. Yes.
The program we are talking to parents. We are not talking to the children.
Yes.
So if you don't, because you have a maid or somebody in the house who helps, house help. Which if somebody is coming to help you, do leave the job for the person to do it alone. So we let the children even learn from that. I knew a house help who developed the masters or the mistresses' children to the extent that the woman in future, the woman bought a whole house for the house help. Because onifi or the Nkolani sharing say omo ye uma tete wono.
So he did the maid did the job of the
yes,
of the parents.
He made the children to know that they are enterprises. Bibi oye bi onom na ye okodwoma ndo odne ko. Ye koto jini, ye koto akola bi okra is coming so nkoto ade mra. Onim se de obeti age ne nsesa. Ode ma o ma no adan nani. Ade en kro bu a wanye. Onim ade to. Ye akola bi a onim se me koto ade na se misu. Ni nyina ye sua ade o. Nti akola no obanyini no. Na wa ko school be science. Wa wi wanya AAA. Wa koye doctor. Wa betna holy family. Onim kwan fa so ni nipa kra kasa. Wonu kra onim kwan fa so kra ne car kra say age say of red driver na driver be fa ko onu ankasa kra wonko onim say ye si hu eni enterprise no eni ni mu nti aye say wadane let me put it this way, wadane academic product academic social product no watuni nyina gu enterprise no yusu nti eno so yade a wasa awofo ye hwe ni ye pa.
But let me ask a question from there.
Yeah.
Since you are talking about enterprise and you are saying that it's not only about academic wise,
yes,
like the child growing to become a doctor, become a nurse, a journalist, that's how we see the child as someone who is beneficial to us or something of that sort. Isn't it the way that we are just craving everything to be that way? Like now we've made it to appear that, or we've made people to understand that a child growing up to become or learning how to become a doctor, to become a nurse, that's the only important thing the child must think about. Ignoring the social one, like you are saying, house chores and all other aspects. Isn't it what the society has made it like become a doctor, what do you want to become? That's the only thing we are concerned about. We don't care about if the child will be able to wash the cooking utensils, if the child will be able to fetch water to clean the house. That is not our concern now from the society. What we care about is that the child will grow up to become a nurse, a doctor, whatever that child aspires to become in future. Isn't it the cause of the society? Like, are we not the ones to be blamed?
Definitely. That's why we are talking to parents. We must be careful the way we are bringing the children these days. If we don't take care, by the time they grow, they will not even care about anything. Look at our environment. I remember when we were children, what they are there to form one kasakra conscience new beti ubefa yet your grassy and so you and trini chrome. You infer the end to form. and there will be no ni silo no or to atwene a mo friends silo ana sobolo or two bottle na atwene kura wonwene ho or care about the environment around him, because when you man enterprise ni man mu say means what say me fa so ba me so na me dia di to emfa so ba na wo me so ma society. Am I supposed to pick it up?
So it means the child has not been trained how to keep the house clean. It doesn't.
Not even only the house. You see, even themselves. We will go into that. Let me come to the next point I want to raise. The child should be a security tool. The child that we are training, the child must be a security tool for herself or himself, and for the parents and for the society. Okay? And koda, so which room kwan ye fast to share who ye boy and who ban ya. De ye dwuma pa. Me kai say ye yan koda and bia me de me hu be example. Ye ma me ko fum na ye nkwala nketwa na ye nkobi no. No aka kire say ye ntupunu. Obi boma ye misa nipa kro ne din. Ye busa ne din ye musa ne so hwehwe hwan. Ye wia ansa ne ye bie. Security consciousness no is very important. And then nkwala no he last me ko fie mi nko hoda. Me bo apuruma na akwala na bie. Me bo ma hello hwa no abie. Obi ye no wa me chia no won kwa ancha me. Me na me chia no. Me chia na wa so hwehwe hwan. Me papa ni ho. Je say oni security consciousness bia no anso obi epro no. Nyama nkitinkiti bu akwala no kwa won nante a wo se kire nkwala ba bi wo so mo fa. Enisa akwala wo nama ana se nipa bia but yemfa mfiri nkwala no so akwala pia bontia ye nkire ne se wo pia bontia hwe se ba bia obefa no fa ba bia nipa tafa ba bia nipa bebre fa ho enkofa ba bia nipa bebre go nkwala bi wo mfere ade o fa nipa mkura no ofere nti wo kwa no du ba bi no se o ekwan bi da mantwe ba bia na okofa ho ho so ne de asemba nti nkwara ni security no wo se mu mu hu no mu se bia so se me nante kura ne sempabo bi hye ba bi wo ani se me fa ye cross road me fa nye example crossing of road ye nkire ma enti bibiri nkwala ne bibiri omu nim kura mu twa nye se ye de omu kotwa kwan because bi nim nkwala wo di 16 years a o mba me classes bi o ba odu new crop junction this say me kofa ne ni twam but oba ya me kire no be 3 times no no an ho ye ye mani twa kwan ekwa ne twam ye den me mfa ntun kakra ye twa kwan ma ye nkola ye cheche you look for left, you look for right, you look at the left again, you look again, but you have to anticipate. Looking no crowd there no na the problem ni ba no. Anticipation of the distance and the speed of the vehicle coming, because a bit my bus vehicle no what asie no ha ba speed or dey ba no beto. So you have to let the children know how to calculate. Security be a calculate so hwe obi anim a so ya kwose kire nkola say so obi ba na oye antics bi kire wa na nim no eni ni dimina no e wo se etimi hu se dimina mi hu se de ni ya bia oba se de obesi aye no ho na wo se hu se nipa yi adwenbone wontima na adwen papa wontim, because everything that is too good is not the best. Oba ya o ma me akwara panyimu a wonim ne ba bia oba ya o ma me we ma me oni ho okodwom obeche on question obisa o ma me kodwom obeche obeche kakra okay ene na madidi da bi ene munyi ska ento aduane ni we don't know him je na betsin koto aduane breme obe kidnap no into akra ne je ebi gura ne nkwala no kra panyini kakra mo se ne wo ketwa no ko no apie no wa yisika sika timi entize nipa o se man nkwala hu se sika e security material sika e ade etimi di dada nipa ne ko seyim enti security aspect no so say ye time ninti yentimi nko two details fancy ka ye ka se fancy ka obi a ope anigye akoda bia ye kra ye mpanyimfo kra nya kwan ye gie ani akoda bia pa anigye wo se mo akoda kwan wo gi nani wo se man koda no wo se nkola ni gi o mani to what extent, whether the school, in the school or in the house or anywhere ye society nkane na wo hopa edura nwumi ani agada nkola na wo mantam nya na edi agro yebetime di agro nkankan se bosomi adwane ye ni light no bosomi beto so a yebedi agro saa ne aye hufi nya kodware ni ada enware kra de hufi ada e man nkola ni nyini wani gie kwaso nanso enne ye mai obi kura ni na ko na dan ko wo mantam wo kra nkasa
Because you feel like playing too much makes you unserious student. Or
No, playing
unserious
is even it's more important to children than even learning. With my experience as a teacher over the years, akwala would dia group na this one easy because I've been here conditioned. Na dwene mu ye fita obi a ye mfa nse obi a on 10 year ago ni on kan ko nipa no tem bia na dwene mu no esungum tem on pe nipa kura ni mahwe obi a wo ye open odi agro pa akwala bi odi agro pa bia hwe ne ho keka wo de nkwala ya no ba program ni si obi obegina ka so nkasa kontini nkasa because ye man kwa man expressing no onyan grow ni da bia wo hyefie ene wo tekam ne na kosi school wo didi na bia ne wakɔhye baby corner na just say
one parent is laughing, so I can see what you're saying. She has experienced.
Yes, enti nkwala no ye ma omo kwan na omo ndi agro ye nim bibia kwa ye di agro pe ye nkweti agro ma omo yesu na agro bo ne ye friend copy ye draw lines bi so na ohuru sisi. Fantastic exercise, and it conditions your brain. Ufie wa bet ma ye bia mom ye meye sorry a odidi wi akofa book no enna ye nyini a ye wi book ye be ye nipa wo after all the facts say ye sua de no ye ba be ye nipa better society no.
So this is something new to me, like you need to old school you can say all work and no play make Jack a dull boy.
Definitely.
But we've been saying it, but today you've made me to understand that
yes, we
should allow our children to
play.
Employ by playing.
Yes,
because as they play they get a chance to meet different kids, okay, with kind of little protection.
Yeah,
you're not allowing the child to just go. You don't care. No.
That's why I talk about the security.
Yes.
If the child is security conscious, Odi agro kra we security conscious.
Yes. Okay.
But who say, "Man, here say akwada bi agro conscious." Yes. Bibia nya bibia na also do na si so. For instance, me ka say papa bi ka kire yen say ye nam anwumra bibi ebehunu bia ma yen fa ye nan mo. So na manadwa ana say anwumre ana say daytime kra hu bibi wo fo ma mfa wo nan mo. Yo ka kire ni say owo otimi bobɔ no ho ye se no ada hot se bo. Yes. Tudu a unsa kra na wan do na bo bibi. O do nan kɔbɔ o do nan no kɔra no nso paganti. Ampa papa ne ka asɛm no anche na guy bi ɔkɔ ohunu ade bi da wase wo pɛso ɔbɔ sɛ na ɔwɔ pagya no ntimi decide go atumi trim ntimi man kitikiti makan kire mo sɛ uhu bibi emfa wo na ntia so we nyina yen kan kire enkwala no security consciousness o ya akwala na nam nya bibi na wo so do na asi so nti akwala no kodi agro pentuwa bi da hɔ kra ade bi da bibi ara pɛso ɔde nan ba ebi yɛ deadly ebi kra yɛ infectious ade bi wo ha do na ba kokubum ahwe kwa kokubum na nkrofo ne ma bia nti akwara security no any agudie no eko hani hansa akwara ni security level agudie easy man na we die me ka se be kan MC time no ye time no sa na me ka akwara no be ye future no de me nyanko hokora explorer ye ka se exploration ye hwehwe ade a hia de akoye bibi and your friend exploration ye call exploration of gold ye call we gold ne de akoye pesika ne de bia ye ornaments de atoto ye kom ni nasefo enti akwara no ba wiase a ye se won de osora no pa wo ko school o free school ma oba fie no abedidi no aye no homework no ada e de na akwara no explore tachima krum hakro nim babia ya wona ye tete no onim any part of it unim Holy Family no unim Classic FM no
mommy or the never or because I'm sure that send your weekend so do for money come.
Yes entino akwara no benyini no
I'm sure she's learning something.
Yes obenyini no na waye me kan say waye timid waye nipa bi a o hye nipa kra on trust obi anso enam say woni nipa nya interaction on trust obi a enti say so be catching say onko ye bibi man kra trust hu hia because we ask now apart from say nipa bone for nipa papa so enti trust na di TV as say be o ko ba bi na ko tena kema driver no nim so aye na dwene so be commit suicide and so on commit so otim wada
but at least you trust the driver.
You trust the driver and you sitting
and one way or the other you should be able to trust
last na me fra cry ba na me hwe ka num enipa ni nyina da afi na mesre say enti nipa na otimi nche no oti na ni no me stress an was ada na me say enti nipa omtika omni ba bia ye kode obi ada You trusted driver no. What trust pilot? No, I could plane. What do what to have you? Now now to you. Pilot to ne to no do ne we. Wouldn't him to what to him hoshi. But with him father. When you are me Afonso. Munim say I think 5 or about 10 years ago, pilot be committed suicide or the plane go ra a Pacific Ocean. Omo mo kofro no nim say pilot no way. Enti trust na this TV asen. Ma enyim free kolem. Ye man kolan trust society.
But it's obvious now in this, everybody is telling their children, you should be very careful about people. People are not good. Don't trust anybody. These are some of the words you've been saying to your children.
When we tell a child to be careful, it doesn't mean they should not trust. And you say kakora no fa no go school. So na go see school. And na what transfer no pa go see 4 o'clock. And na 5 o'clock and san wa be fi. And na wo waja no hoko. Enye wo na wo ho. Enye wo papa na wo ho. Enti no akwara no trust on trust obi adu ko mu bia yere. Enti trust we have to build the trust in the children. Akwara na intelligence no. Na make us omo ye enterprise. You better take all these things and go.
I'm sure we delve into it, and as the next week we will continue because
yes, we will continue from
what
there.
You're saying is more interesting, and I think
and you know, yes, into the definition of a child, you know, a part of it, my homework and a media banning. Now, yes, yeah, call details aspect of health of the child and all that. You be canning, say, yeah, you be real. Now, you encoda or more important when baby, you radio you do, or my baby encoda dachi. Be a future because we have Makasa Akolani a future and then the enco. So they are Dachino, Akolano, a new Dachina, Yan Yaya Mrena Yedahon. Not Encorano, so I am penning for because Yanka was only Yancodano, almost by the penning for. See who almost only Yancodami and Kodawa and Koda. Obi a hoon 30 years. Or Tinipa Pefie and Yaboni, or Tinima Mifi, the Manadiani, the Minkasa Bonnie, there's nothing wrong with that. Me, I'm not in support of Luso Mkase, we need a 2 papa fiat. No. What to papa fiat still a Usunadia? Yes, we need to Usunadia. And it's a what to papa fiat, there's nothing wrong. But once our tin papa fiat, who so who knows why I got that. I was say you grow. Now you grow, no, we need these things to grow. Into Embrain inti. The case I get there here. The best year from.
I hope you continue next week.
Definitely.
Yeah, because you are not done with the topic.
Not at all. Not at all.
There are more to learn. So this is why you should make a date with us every Saturday, because me I've learned, and I'm sure the parents over there, specifically this woman in the studio, she's learned, because as you were, on your education, talking about children and all that, she was there laughing, and I'm sure there are so many things she's not been doing. Definitely. That today you've mentioned, and I'm sure she's going to